Are you ready, kids? Get your parents' permission, check your nutrition facts, and grab your shopping cart. It's time for the Adventures in Snacking podcast.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Dave. Welcome to Adventures in Snacking, where we talk snack news, culture, and meals,
Along with our journeys as foodies.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventures in Snacking. Eric, how are you?
I am well.
Oh, it's good to hear. Every time it gets better. So, Eric, I know we're all eating well, but I feel like there's something that we need to do.
Dave, like I say every week, please, do not skip to dessert.
Yeah, we're certainly not going to skip to dessert. We wanna just get forward through the full meal. So, without any further delay, this next guest goes. He doesn't need an introduction, but I'm going to do my best. So, today's guest, a multiple-time guest of the show, a friend of the pod. You may know him from his renowned Instagram eating series, Fat Andy Eats. You, of course, may know him from his frequent flights in the Saurian 2 over melancholy, the infinite sadness, the independent wrestling planet of the state of California, and the National Wrestling Alliance. He is one half of the Rock Nest Monsters. He is an independent toy maker and an expert in the world of snacks. Yuma, Captain Yuma, welcome back to Adventures in Snacking.
Thank you for having me on again, brother. I appreciate, you guys having me on. That was quite a mouthful. Usually I'm the one with a mouthful of, chips or whatever the heck I'm eating in my car on Instagram, but that was quite the intro. Thank you, man.
Hey, if there's one thing we're known for on this show, it's usually snacks, but it's a mouthful.
Yeah, we say that all the time, actually. Adventures in Snacking is, it's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, baby.
Yeah, and we don't let up. So, there's been a little piece of news that I've been waiting for you specifically. I think you're like kind of my nugget whisperer, as it were. But in the news, of course, McDonald's. It's a little bit of an older bit of news, but there's like kind of new news wrapped into it. Of course, there was the McDonald's sauce, which was a fun, like kind of slightly spicy, garlicky sauce to go with chicken McNuggets. But on top of that, the spicy McNuggets are back. And I think this kind of leads into our main topic of the day, nuggets.
I love it.
Now, yeah, the thing, have we all tried the McDonald's sauce yet?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It kind of, it reminded me of a sauce that you would like maybe get at like P.F. Chang's, if that makes sense. Like that kind of like quality. And I don't say that necessarily in a super positive light, but you know what I mean? Not necessarily like a really authentic flavor, but a good one that's, strong and memorable. I liked it a lot. I think I actually mixed it with the sweet and sour, and I thought that did it good, having a little bit of sweet to go with it. Because it was spicier than I expected, but I love spice. I love heat. So I thought it was pretty good, and the packaging was pretty dope.
Yeah, I love the upside down logo. It definitely gave me that Chinese restaurant, like that, almost like chicken and garlic sauce vibe to it, which was
great,
off the charts. But I had not tried the mixing it with sweet and sour sauce. That I feel is the revelation here.
Oh man, it was really good.
So for those that might not be in the know here, we're with McDonald's, it's actually, it goes all the way back to I'm just doing a little research here while you guys were talking. It goes all the way back to the 1981 manga and anime franchise Cat's Eye, where McDonald's or Whack-Donald's, the spelling seems to kind of change back and forth. but it is the McDonald's in that anime and manga universe. Yeah, so really, really interesting to see that it's taken that long for them to make that kind of jump into the real world. But
I'm glad they embraced it because, a lot of companies would sue, and instead they just turned it into money for themselves. I'm trying to think of the first place I saw it. It may not have actually been called that. I was used to watch Yokai Watch in like 2013, and they had a fake McDonald's, and I thought it was really funny. And I think that was the first time I really noticed it because I'm not really a big anime or manga guy. I guess I'm becoming one as of like October. But yeah, I remember watching Yokai Watch and just dying because one of the little cat monsters kept going in and getting soft serve ice cream from the McDonald's, and I was like, oh, they didn't even try, they just flipped it.
yeah, I have not been able to obtain said sauce just yet. I keep
Do they
striking
still
out.
have it?
I might have missed the boat at this point, but my two local Mickey D's had kept selling out of it. So I'm 0 for 2 on some of the recent. I'm striking out because I also
Did you
was
miss
not
the
able to
Mambo?
try. No, I got that. I
Okay.
couldn't try the. I missed the Grimace milkshake.
Oh, okay. My son
No.
got that, and it didn't taste good to me.
It was weird. It was weird. It was like a mouthful of cotton candy. I didn't
Yeah.
love it.
Well, you're
Gross.
both still with us, which is good. I
Yeah.
mean,
I don't
some
think I
people
had
who drank
enough.
that shake, things did
Yeah,
not
I
end well
didn't-
for them.
The shake did not come out of my eyeballs for sure.
And I must have drank enough of it that my son also did not explode and disappear.
Good,
So-
good. It was you performed your fatherly duties.
I
You got
did.
to
Now,
enjoy
my
his
fa-
shake and his life.
My favorite limited time shake though is right now.
Shamrock?
Oh.
Shamrock
The
shake.
Shamrock
Yeah.
Shake, of course.
I like the Shamrock Shake because for whatever reason, on top of being, like mint, which I love, it tastes like remember the old cone that was like the shitty flaky sugar cone?
Yeah,
Just your cheap
yeah.
standardized McDonald's. They put the little vanilla on there real quick. It was like free for kids. I don't know if they did that in your area, but when I
Yep.
was a little
Oh,
kid, yeah, okay. So they all used to do that little cone. That shake tastes like the cone is in there. I don't know how to explain it, but it
Interesting.
tastes like there's also cone. Like I just don't know how to explain it. Maybe it's because it uses vanilla that doesn't get drowned out by the chocolate, and I'm just used to that flavor together. Because I'd never get a vanilla shake. I would never do that. But I would get the soft serve on the cone. So maybe that's why it's that way to me. But yeah, I like the Shamrock Shake because it's mint and it tastes like there's some cone to me. I don't know why.
Interesting. I have to try it again with that in
Yeah, I have to
mind.
think about it that way.
Yeah.
Remember the cone and then try that. You just gotta remember the cone.
Well, it's weird because like the cone itself always had like a soda-y vibe to it. Anytime I like the ice cream itself, like if you have just straight up McDonald's ice cream, like it always had like this weird carbonated like vibe to it to me.
Interesting.
I guess I don't know. I never noticed that. Ours never had that. Like I don't know. The ice cream was weird for sure. Like it tasted faker than I think any other ice cream I had as a kid.
Yeah, and maybe that's what it was. But
Yeah, just fake ice cream. And you know what is pretty good? Obviously, is dipping McNuggets in a if it works, McDonald's ice cream shake.
oh, absolutely.
So
But
what,
not
what
a McFlurry.
not a McFlurry.
No, and I've not tried this McFlurry like hash brown thing.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Oh. Like what? Like an ice
No.
cream sandwich with hash browns?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Woof.
Big no.
Yeah. I mean, I like putting hash browns in things, but I don't know if I could use them as like an ice cream vessel.
Yeah, every now and again, a French fry in a frosty is a good thing.
Yeah,
but-
that's different. Oh, this
Yeah.
is strange. Their
Yeah.
hash browns are such a strong flavor. Like a McDonald's hash brown is its own event. Like
Yes.
you can't. What are you doing? you can't
So
have ice cream at the same time.
to the point where sometimes I'll just have a hash brown, or I'll have the hash browns last.
Yeah, exactly. No, literally, that's such a good flavor. Sometimes you got to put it last, or you just wish you hadn't.
Now
Mhm.
here's a thought. in the kind of like mashup realm that like a lot of fast food joints are pulling with like their sandwiches and stuff, and like KFC has sticking with chicken, they have their chicken pizza, their
Ooh.
chitza, or however they're pronouncing it. I'm surprised McDonald's hasn't used their hash browns as breakfast sandwich vessel before.
Oh yeah, that's
'cause
a
you got
good
the
idea.
McGriddle, you got the
That would rule.
that would be really
Also,
good.
I mean, you would think they would throw the like egg McMuffin egg patty on a burger. Every $14 burger place has an egg on the burger. Sure, it's not a runny
Mhm.
egg, but I mean, it's still going to be the same flavor profile a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
a
imagine
royal
that.
burger of some kind.
Yeah, imagine like a double quarter pounder, and there's also a hash brown and some egg on there.
Oh man,
Tell me that wouldn't be fire.
give me that breakfast
Would be
burger.
great.
I mean, I guess we could do it ourselves, but no, because I don't
Mhm.
think you can get a double quarter pounder that early.
You'd
No, but
have
you
to
can
get it right at crossover time.
Can't you get
Excuse
breakfast
me,
all
can
day
you-
now? Is
No.
it
Certain
breakfast all
items,
day?
maybe. No, I think they got rid of that again.
Did
Yeah,
they?
it's no longer a thing.
It was making them too much money.
Man, I love
Yeah.
I love the McGriddle at noon.
I think it's like
I know we're talking
$10.29 on the
nuggets, but
dot.
I could talk about McGriddles for probably at least 45, 60 minutes.
Yeah. Oh man, I didn't.
The greatest fast food breakfast sandwich that I didn't know I needed until I had it for the first time.
Yeah,
I mean,
seriously.
game changer. I would never let my pancakes touch those foods in my life.
Absolutely.
And then McDonald's said, too bad.
Hmm.
And just mashed them together and made me late to school 5 days in a row and 4 weeks of Saturday school in a row because I had to stop and get a McGriddle on the way. That when they first came out, I ate them every single morning for almost 2 weeks.
Oh my god. Your
It
poor
was so
toilet.
I mean, yeah, I think I had them way too many times too, way too often.
I kind of had to stop. I was like, my stomach hurts.
I've made mistakes, but I have no regrets.
Yeah,
No.
that was like raising your hand in class and be like, I need to go.
No,
And I
like
need to
literally,
go.
I would just be truant the rest of the day.
Yeah.
I'd be late for stopping, and then I would go and be sick by second period, and then just ditch and be like, I had to go home. I'm sorry.
Yeah, after a week, Captain Yuma was showing up at his local McDonald's, and there was a picture of him like on the door, like, if
Do
you
not
see this
serve this
man,
man.
Do not serve this man.
Well,
Do not
speaking
serve
of
this boy.
nuggets, I did get in trouble at my local McDonald's because one summer, I think it was 04, or 05, they had $6 or $1 6-piece on Tuesdays. And so me and my boys did a little math. We did the 100 nugget challenge. Let's see who can eat 100 nuggets. And it cost $17 or some shit. And we got the nuggets. It was just me and one other guy was down. Everybody else was like, no way, man. What a waste of money. You guys are stupid. And then also they all ate the leftovers, which was not fair. So they got pissed because they were like, oh, like, we know it's only $1, but come on, boys. And we're like, it doesn't say anything about a limit. And so they're like, all right, we'll do it once, but you're not allowed to buy them anymore. And the manager was like, I'm going to sign off on that. And I was like, are you serious? So like, I wasn't allowed to get $1 6-pieces after that because I abused it in one day.
Oh
And
man,
I ate 56. I got very sick. The other guy who was way bigger dude than me, like he was like, I think like 6'2", 6'3". I was like 5'6". And I ate 56. He ate 54. And the rule was 1 dip per nugget. If you took a bathroom break, someone had to go in there with you to make sure you didn't throw up.
Okay.
You were allowed 1 poop during that thing. And what's weird is they didn't really get gross as they cooled down. Because I had tried this again later with my buddy Big Duke, and Kevin was there. It was after a Hollywood taping. I tried it at Burger King because they had 10 pieces for $1 of their nuggets. And I was like, all day, let's go. I'm going to eat 100. And I bought them all at once. And by nugget 47, I bit a cold one, and I thought I was going to like die. It was so disgusting. But the McNuggets stayed crispy and delicious, probably an hour in. I don't know how long it took, but those stayed fire. They were so good, and that says a lot about I know we're talking nuggets in general, but I mean I think that says a lot for McNuggets that an hour plus into an eating contest they were still good enough to want to keep eating.
Well, they have,
they
McDonald's
hang around for a
McNuggets,
while.
They're the most uniquely breaded nugget of like the
Nobody's
fast food
close.
nuggets. Like all the other
'Cause
ones
it's got
that kind of have that.
tempura vibe.
Yeah, everyone else kind of has that like like a dusty,
Crummy.
like breadcrummy type of
like
of,
Wendy's is probably the best example of that kind of texture. I think.
Yeah, it's got that like sandpaper feel.
Yeah, and they're
which is
inedible when they're cold.
And then exactly, they're just little
1000%.
little pucks of poison. They're awful.
What do they call it? Pink slime, right? The pink slime.
I remember seeing that, and I was just like, in my head, I was like, am I supposed to be grossed out by this? Because this is what I imagined a bunch of ground meat would look like. I was like, am I stupid? Like,
yeah.
I mean, like, maybe not quite that pink, but I mean, come on, you could have played with the hue on that video or something. Like, come on.
Yeah, I am not one who cares how the sausage gets made, just as long as it's not going to instantly kill me. That's that's
I've
my
made it so far.
Yeah,
just don't put poison in the sausage. That's it.
Yeah.
So I have to say, what and this was something that came up with nuggets recently for me, because Maddie had my eldest. I took her to McDonald's recently, and I asked for honey with my nuggets, and she was like, "Not barbecue sauce or she ketchup." Yeah, no honey. And she was like, "What do you mean?" And I've never seen you do this before. And I'm like, for some reason, when it comes to McDonald's McNuggets,
it's the best.
Honey is my go-to. That is my go-to dipper for nuggets.
Love their honey on nuggets, and I learned it from Player Uno.
Okay.
It was after PWG. It was after they debuted. We had wrestled them. Me, my wife, Stupefied, Stu Grayson, whatever his name is now, and Uno. We got McDonald's after, and we all got tons of nuggets and like other shit. We just got a ton of food. I mean, we were tired. We were hungry. We earned it. And Uno was like, I was like, "What kind of sauce do you guys want?" Uno was like, "Oh, I want honey." And I was like, "What the fuck?" Pardon my language, but that's literally what I said. And he was like, he looked at me like I was nuts. He's like, "What do you mean? You guys don't have the honey sauce here?" And I was like, "I think they have like breakfast honey." Yeah. And he was like, "Oh yeah, that's fine. That'll do." And I was like, "I'm sorry, there's another option." And I guess, I don't know, Canada or French Canada or whatever, they got different stuff. And he said, "No, I only put honey on the nuggets." And that night I tried it and I was like, "Oh my God, this is delicious."
Yeah.
And you know what? After that, I started putting honey on my chicken at KFC too, because I love their fake honey. Their fake honey's crazy. It says like honey product or something, or like honey adjacent.
honey flavored sauce.
Yeah, I think that's literally what it says.
Yeah.
The only thing that's changed, and I'll say for the worse, is like it used to come in the same kind of little peel back tub
foil.
as
bucket,
the foil, the little bucket, like like barbecue sauce. But now it's like ketchup in the squeeze packet, which
dude, honey is not meant to be squeezed through a tiny little like slit. Like it makes such a mess. Like it gets everywhere that way. Like it's meant to. I think you got to dip in it. You gotta let me dip.
Yeah.
Especially when they throw the honey, like if you're not eating it right away, they throw the honey packet in the bag with the warm food, and then you get home and you basically have like straight water coming out.
Yeah, it's awful. It's like the ketchup water, but honey water, which is somehow worse.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've fond memories. I don't even remember how or when I started having them, but like I always remember that little peel back, dunk the nugget right in the honey.
I learned it as a little kid, which I'm sure you kind of followed in those footsteps. But there are two kind of, I'll say, awesome, like the best fast foods with honey. One is the McNuggets, and two is a Popeyes biscuit.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
A little bit of butter, a little bit of honey on the biscuit.
Not even. There's so much butter in those that already.
I was gonna say KFC. I like doing butter and honey, and then Popeyes just like 3 packets of honey.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Do
clutch.
Popeyes have nuggets? They've had nuggets before.
They do.
I feel like
at least they do out here.
they'd have to be pretty good. I guess I've never had them.
Do you know what I had? Sticking on the topic of chicken. Have you tried the new Popeyes wings? Like they're like bone-in wings.
I
yet?
saw a moving like billboard for that earlier, and I was like, those look really good.
So we have.
They look outstanding.
So let me take you on a little chicken journey. We went to American Dream, and I gave I once again bringing up Maddie, gave her the option. She's got a really really fun like palate. She likes to eat all sorts of things. So I said, which everyone has heard me say ad nauseum at this point, but do you want to eat like a sit down like fancy lunch at American Dream Mall, or do you want to get like some crazy fast food and go sit on they have one of those giant Ferris wheels that you can like eat on, and it takes like a half hour to go around.
Oh, sick.
So I was like, do you want to do fast food in the Ferris wheel or like fancy lunch? And she obviously, like any proper 8-year-old should, she picked fast food in the Ferris wheel.
Oh, yeah.
And because my youngest has a dairy allergy, our fast food choices are often limited. So we didn't have her with us, and I was like, "You can pick anything you want in the food court." And she immediately went to Popeyes because she was like, biscuit, buttermilk fried chicken. Like she knows what's up.
Oh, nice.
And she likes the bone-in chicken too. So she actually ended up ordering chicken strips, but I wanted to try the wings, and I got a dozen wings, so I got 6 and 6, 2 different flavors, and let me tell you, they were fried like almost like Chinese takeout style fried wings.
Ooh.
But their sauces were so good. I tried their standard buffalo, like because they, if you're getting wings, you got to try one of the,
Always got to try buffalo.
Yeah. So buffalo was really good, on the hot side more than the mild side. Very good, like middle of the road, hot enough, light you up a little bit, buffalo sauce. And then I tried, they had like a Thai chili, like a sweet and sweet and spicy.
I don't think I saw
Thai
that
chili.
one on the poster.
It was something, I don't, if it wasn't Thai, it was one of those like sweet and tangy type sauces, and it was really good too. Both were fantastic, and like I said, they had that like Chinese takeout, quick fried wing texture to them, so really juicy on the inside, lots of meat. Yeah, I was blown away. To me, it was like shocking it took them this long to do that.
I know you'd think they would have jumped on that when like Wing Street at Pizza Hut, like all those were doing their thing. Like when Buffalo Wild Wings blew up, and then Wingstop, and then like all those, you think they would have been, right there with them. Let's see. I'm watching the Instagram video they posted with flavors. Signature hot. Wait.
Which their nuggets are good, but they were kind of late to the party on the nuggets too.
Definitely. Okay, honey barbecue, that looks good. I love a good crispy honey barbecue. Sweet and spicy is probably the one you got.
That's what it was.
Oh, they have ghost pepper, which is a dry one, and then roasted garlic parmesan, which is sort of a dry one. Looks good. Those look really good.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, I got to try those.
Would definitely recommend. And like they do, they do have like those catering size orders too. So I mean, like if you wanted to order some for like a party or something, or just after a really really rough night in the ring,
there you go,
just crush some wings.
I'm telling you, man, like my appetite after a match is like there's nothing even comes close. Like the hardest workout I can ever do on my own, I could go have a 6-minute match, and my appetite afterward is like 10,000 times that. Like it's just, I don't know, it's just crazy. And especially when it's like a long crazy match, like after PWG and stuff, like, or like after a Rock Nest match, like I would always get like 20 nuggets, 2 double quarter pounders, a large fry, a milkshake, like just the terrible, most awful amounts of food, and I would eat it all. Yeah, I would eat it all. I used to spend $20 at Taco Bell when that didn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like now that's just what it costs. But I used to spend $20 when it should, your max should be around 6 or 7 with how cheap it was. That was me. I was the one who they would, we got to put him on a separate order. He's getting too many things.
Especially once the cheesy gordita crunch hit, like that was like your first premium item on there.
Oh dude,
man.
Three of those on one order, that alone, and then you just start getting some extra crunchy tacos. You got to get some chips and cheese, so that way you can have the cheese for dipping your tacos in. Like I would just
Yep.
Start stacking up the order.
100%.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of my biggest like personal order that I've ever had, like just for me at like a fast food joint.
It's definitely been like a wild Taco Bell order with like cheesy. Like Taco Bell used to be like my sad meal.
Oh yeah.
So I'd go like it'd be a few cheesy gordita crunches and maybe like a chalupa and a couple tacos.
See, when I really hate myself, I want an Arby's. That's like I want like 4 roast beef sandwiches and all the horsey sauce you can afford.
It's funny too because like there's a difference between when I go to Arby's, like you were just going for dinner, I get the biggest roast beef possible, just one. But if I was sad, same. I would get 4 individual roast beefs because I need the bread with each one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I would get mozzarella sticks and curly fries and a Jamocha shake. Like it's weird. The way we're talking, it seems odd that we're alive.
Yeah.
Yes. I think you could definitely say that between the 3 of us, we definitely have the meats.
Definitely.
In that
we sure do.
In that regard.
We sure do.
The meat sweats.
So before we wrap on nuggets, Dave, should we all like? I mean, I feel like we've all kind of come to the same conclusion. If you were to say the best nuggets,
best nuggets, I think it's a consensus of McDonald's.
Yeah, honestly, at the end of the day, I had a phase where I hated them. I got a 90s nugget. You know what I'm talking about. I got one that had like a knuckle in it. Or like a kneecap or something awful.
A full talon.
It was 1993, and I was supposed to go to the desert with my dad, my neighbor across the street, and her dad. They had like dune buggies and all that stuff, and we would just go with them because my dad used to have all that, but he didn't anymore because he had kids. And so, but we would tag along, and it was always super fun. My dad last minute couldn't go; he had to work all weekend, so I was already pretty bummed. And they're like, "Oh, let's get you McDonald's while we gas up the stuff." I get 20 nuggets, and I was only 6 or something like that, and I was still crushing 20 nuggets. I was like, no, I need them all. And like the second one, just the grossest ever. And I did not have I after that I started getting double quarter pounders or like I would get 2 cheeseburgers or something. I didn't have nuggets again until like 7th or 8th grade. It was a long time. I would get chicken stars always at Carl's Jr., but no more McNuggets because of that bad experience. It just spoiled it for me. And then I think they went all white meat or something, and that brought me back. I was like, all right, I'll try
they had the quality control, and like the tendons were gone. I think at some point everybody was turned off by like, oh, here's a tendon.
Dude, no, and like it had happened before. Obviously, but it was, I think, because I was already super butthurt about my dad not being able to go, that the last thing I wanted was to bite into like a McRubber band, and like it was just disgusting, dude. But again, I still think they're the champion of nuggets. I love chicken stars, I love Wendy's nuggets, but like at the end of the day, like super crispy McNuggets, like super crispy, like you can't beat that.
I will say my only caveat, my only exception to the rule of nuggets, if I want a spicy nugget, I'm going to Wendy's.
Definitely, because I like the McDonald's ones. I'm glad they're back. I'm hoping to grab them here while they're available for a limited time, I'm sure. But no, the Wendy's spicy nuggets and like I don't know, I feel like they're a lot better than the regular nuggets, which are also very good. Like those are probably top 3. And Burger King used to have really good ones. When they had the ones with black pepper on them and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was just the basic nugget. It was just like just a different seasoning with like a lot of black pepper in it. And then they went to it was when they went from crown shaped to like chicken fingers.
Yeah.
See, that's what was in my chicken McNugget, was a chicken finger.
chicken fries.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to eat those. They make me sick and I love them.
Burger King always winds up ending poorly for me.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I don't know what it is about Burger King, but if I eat anything there other than their breakfast, it makes me almost instantly ill. Like almost.
I don't think I've ever had their breakfast. I didn't think I knew that. I don't think I knew they had breakfast.
They have really really good French toast sticks. Very like I think they're probably my favorite of like the fast food French toast sticks. Their hash browns.
French toast sticks are all right.
Their hash browns are really good too. They do like the almost like tater tot style ones.
Oh, okay. I think maybe I have actually had that. I feel like I've had their tater tot things. Or their little hash browns or whatever.
And they do like the pancake meal too, which is funny. Like
the old classic McDonald's. Is that even a good deal anymore? Because that was kind of a good deal for a long time, even when most things at McDonald's weren't. The pancake meal always seemed like it was like, all right, anyone can buy this. Did that go up too? It's gonna break my heart if that went up.
Probably. I mean, everything.
I feel like everything does.
Oh, so you guys don't have Jack in the Box. They have a bomb ass pancake meal. Oh man.
No,
you guys are missing out on Jack in the Box. That is
ever since the McGriddle, I haven't needed to order the pancake meal.
Honestly, that's true. It puts it all into one thing with somehow probably more calories.
Yeah,
a mobile. It's a pancake meal truly for the go.
It is. No more fork and knife. Although I love eating with a fork and knife.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
When Cynthia came to TurboTax, she had just launched her new side gig, a true crime podcast.
I'm a first-rate detective with a golden voice.
As her TurboTax expert, I made her second income count by guaranteeing 100% accurate filing and her maximum refund.
What did she do with that refund? Find out next week.
Switch to Intuit TurboTax and make your moves count. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
This segment is brought to you by our friends at Chubsy Wubsy Toys. A traditional mom-and-pop toy store in Little Falls, New Jersey, Chubsy Wubsy Toys brings you the best new toys from the brands you love without the hassle of pounding the pavement searching for them at larger retail stores. Visit them in person at their brand new home at 101 Newark Pompton Turnpike, Suite 1 in Little Falls, New Jersey, or online at chubsywubsy.com. That's CHUBZYWUBZZY.com. And tell them Adventures in Collecting sent you. Are you thirsty? Well, guess what? That's your brain telling you you're getting dehydrated. Put down that action figure and up your hydration game with show sponsor, Liquid IV. Liquid IV hydrates 2 times faster than water alone with 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks, and it's easy to use. Rip open a pouch and pour one of their delicious flavors into a water bottle and shake it up. I'm a huge fan of the cucumber mojito and golden cherry flavors, but with more than a dozen to choose from, there's a flavor for everyone. So whether you're on a long toy hunt, spending 10 hours on your feet walking your favorite Comic-Con, trying to get to sleep, or recuperating after a gym session, stay hydrated and healthy with Liquid IV. Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code AICPOD at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code AICPOD at liquidiv.com.
And now, back to the show.
So, Dave, should we take a trip to Cookie Corner?
Ooh.
Yes.
You know I love Cookie Corner. It's my favorite segment.
So, here we've arrived at Eric's Cookie Corner, where I just kind of quickly highlight a new cookie that I have tried recently, and I'm gonna keep it on track like I have the last couple weeks. Oreo has just been knocking it out of the park with their special cookie releases.
Okay. And, which one are you gonna say?
And I gotta hand it to them. I really like. So I saw this cookie and I thought, this is just an Oreo mashed up inside of another Oreo, because it said it was dirt cake or dirt cake.
Oh, yeah, the worms and dirt. Yeah, worms and dirt ones.
Really, really good. It actually tastes like dirt cake. It's got fun little sprinkles on the top that are the colors of the gummy worms. They're just They're just delightful. It's just such a good cookie.
Oh, see,
they nailed that.
I was gonna say that
flavor,
fluffiness of that pudding and chocolate together.
And yeah, I mean, as I always say, I'm a deconstructionist when it comes to an Oreo. I'm not one of those people that could just take a bite of the Oreo. I gotta like twist. I could use my teeth to clean off the cream and then eat the cookies separate. The middle, like, it tastes like chocolate pudding and crunched up Oreos. I mean, they crushed it. So kudos once again to Oreo. for taking the spot on my cookie corner.
I was
Now,
gonna
see,
say
those-
they don't miss. They usually don't really miss. It's either good or like crazy. Like that's Oreo's very consistent with their weird flavors. And then yet for some reason still my favorite is just the Halloween orange.
Oh
It
yeah,
just tastes better. I don't know
it's the
why.
best. It's the best.
now, are you a dunker or deconstructionist? Because we've had this discussion many a time with many a guest, but I don't
I don't
think
think
we've
we've
brought
talked
you
to it,
into the
no.
fray.
I always talk about Chips Ahoy and more. I don't think I've talked Oreos with you guys.
Yeah,
So
because I'm a dunker, and I know Eric's like. But if I just need that big glass of 2%, a sleeve of Oreos, and a remote control, and
I hate
away
milk.
we go.
I hate
Okay.
milk so much, and the thought of milk and cookies makes me mad because I'm like, why are you doing that to a cookie? What did the cookie do to you? Like a cookie is such a perfect thing. I love candy. I love sweets. I love all that. But at the end of the day, my favorite dessert, like I like ice cream pie, all that, everything can just sit behind cookies. I love cookies. Brownies, kind of right there behind it, but I love cookies. And I don't know. Like to me, I've always hated milk like my whole life. So I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you doing putting that cookie in that milk? But when it comes to Oreos, honestly, like most cookies, I just put the entire thing in my mouth at once. That is how I eat cookies. I eat them like the Cookie Monster that lives on Sesame Street. We eat the same. I just kind of open my mouth and throw it in like a pelican and just chew it with the top. I don't use my teeth. I use the roof of my mouth.
Oh my god, you monster!
And then I grind it up with a stone in my stomach. And no, like I just inhale Oreos, dude. I will crush row after row. And like I remember one time, my wife got cookies and cream Oreos, and I got so mad because that is Oreo flavored Oreo.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was confident it would be different because they did look different. It kind of looked like cookies and cream ice cream. It had the little speckles or whatever. And we each took a bite and just looked at each other like, that's just a damn Oreo. That's an Oreo.
Yeah. That was the year they ran out of ideas, and then
Yeah.
we're like,
Literally.
oh wait, we can do dirt cake. Like,
Yeah.
It was like when they put the two dots over the duff to make it doof. Like that's it. It was the same.
yeah.
Same thing.
And when I brought home the dirt cake Oreos, the first thing Jess said to me, my wife said to me, was, "This is going to be the cookies and cream Oreo all over again. It's just an Oreo flavored Oreo." And I was like, "No, but this should have like a chocolate pudding flavor to it. It's different." And it was. The only thing that sucks is they put it in. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like for whatever reason, some of the special Oreos are in that like small ass package.
Yeah. It's like
the two row.
Yeah, I don't like that size.
Sleever.
Yeah, that's what these were, unfortunately. So it's not a full size Oreo pack, which is a bummer. But
Yeah.
and you're paying full size Oreo pack for the tinier pack. But
No, I don't like that when special stuff. Or like on the flip side with chips, a brand new dope flavor will come out and it's only in the giant bag.
yeah,
And I'm like, how am I supposed to try these, like ham and cheddar flavored Lays or whatever, some crap, like I may not want, a Super Bowl size bag of them. Like, can I please have a regular, what would have been 99 cents? I don't know. They're like $2.49 now or something crazy. Like that's the size bag you want. But then on the Oreos, no, give me 4 rows or 3 rows or whatever it is.
yeah. I'm committed. If I'm buying a pack of Oreos, I'm eating the whole thing.
There should only be fewer if it's a double stuff.
Yeah.
Even then, we should they should just make those just a giant case of big double stuffed ones.
It's fine. That normal size
Yeah.
Oreo package should be the gold standard. We shouldn't divert from it.
No.
Yeah.
That's just the way it should be. But
it should be a unit of measure that is firm.
yes.
That is how many Oreos come in a hogshead or whatever, a bushel.
Yeah.
We're creating the new dozen, and it's 4 rows of Oreos.
A snack.
And not a family size, by the way.
There we go. No, because that's too many. I don't need that many in one sitting.
No. No, but we should refer to a standard row. I'm gonna put it out there now. A standard row of Oreos should be referred to as a snack.
Yes, and
That should be the size measurement.
Like just a sleeve, just
also
one,
and also a sleeve of Ritz falls into that category,
Also
and a
a snack.
sleeve of Girl Scout cookies, specifically Thin Mints, because I don't know how the others are packed. I think they're packed in the row, which is
Yeah.
just like
Yeah, they're-
Oreos. So Girl Scout cookies, Ritz crackers, and
And Oreos.
Oreos. Their new standard
Well,
unit of measure is snack.
It's weird because the Girl Scout cookies aren't even in rows, aren't even in columns. They're like in small rows.
Oh, that's
Like
even
rows
weirder.
of 5.
I got some
It's
Thin
4
Mints
rows
the
of
other day,
5.
and there was like 8 cookies in there. It was ridiculous. I'd never seen a
Yeah.
smaller. And the box is the same size, but that little sleeve on each side sure wasn't. And they went back to clear from silver because the silver wasn't doing it for me. You got to be able to see the Thin Mints in there, especially when you put them in the freezer. You got to see the frost. You can't eat them any other way.
That's
No.
the power move right there.
Oh yeah. That's the only way. And like, it's a ripoff. These young ladies are ripping us off. Shame on them.
I don't even know if they're made out of organic Girl Scouts anymore.
I don't think so. I think it's just
Nah.
they grind up the vests. They don't give you the rest anymore. Again, we're not getting what we paid for. You know what's funny? I used to sell Girl Scout cookies because my sister was really shy and I wasn't. And I'd sell them like crazy. I'd knock on every door because my mom would, reward me with Thin Mints. Like, hey, help your sister. You guys can share. Each get a box of cookies. And my sister always liked. I want to say she liked the Samoas, which I hated because I'm not a coconut guy.
That's my favorite.
And then my mom and I like the Thin Mints, and I love the shortbread too. Speaking of Cookie Corner, they make a damn
trefoils.
Shortbread in general is great. Yeah, trefoils. They have the 3 faces of the lady logo.
Yep.
Which I always thought was weird. It's like, oh, we're just eating the Girl Scout logo.
Yep.
Yeah.
My mom, she was a troop leader, so she had I saw that patch every day, and I was like, oh, fun! What a fun eat.
Well, the other interesting thing though is when you get the depending on the part of the country you live in, you get the different bakeries. So like one s'more cookie might be different from the other s'mores cookie.
Oh man, the s'mores cookies sucked. So I hope there was a good bakery somewhere that made them good because those were a big letdown.
Did you have the sandwich cookie or the chocolate covered one?
The sandwich one.
Okay. Because apparently there's a chocolate covered one too that exists.
Well, that already sounds better to me because my least favorite part of a s'more is the marshmallow and my favorite part is the chocolate and the graham. So if you wrapped it and it kind of drowned out more of that marshmallow flavor, I'd probably prefer that.
Interesting. Your least favorite part of a s'more is probably what most people would consider the most important part of it.
It's the key. Honestly, I a lot of times I wouldn't. The only reason I even would put a marshmallow, because I was in Boy Scouts, we camp all the time. I used to camp all the time. We had s'mores all the time at my grandpa's house. He had a fire pit, and basically I would tear a regular marshmallow in half because I wanted a thin layer, and I only even did that so I would have something to melt the chocolate into the graham cracker. That was the only reason I even did that. I tolerated the marshmallow. I didn't want it. I tolerated it for the assistance it gave the chocolate.
Interesting. Yeah, so I had friends
it just
that used
gets
to
everywhere too. It's
I was gonna say
marshmallow mess.
I used to
mess.
have friends similarly that did not care for just kind of a roasted marshmallow on its own, which I think is
same.
I love just a
hate
roasted
it.
marshmallow. But they used to balance over the campfire. They used to balance the graham cracker with the chocolate on it, just high enough up over the fire, so that way the heat would melt the chocolate to the graham cracker.
That's pretty slick.
And just make a graham cracker chocolate sandwich.
Oh, see, that's all I want.
Yeah,
that's all I want. That sounds great.
Well, you guys both have. I mean, you probably didn't have facial hair when you were sitting around a campfire, but you have all that beard now, which is
I didn't have facial hair until I was 35. This is all brand new.
If Dave eats a marshmallow, he's eating it for the next
I was gonna say,
it looks like the end of Ghostbusters.
Those Ghostbusters toys.
Yeah. So we've talked about the news. We got to Eric's Cookie Corner. Eric, thank you as always for the Cookie Corner. If you want to suggest the next cookie for Eric to take a look at, just go on our social media and make a suggestion, and Eric will give it a shot, and let us know what he thinks. So, meats and sweets are weekly top 3 lists. One on the savory side, one on the sweet side. Now it could be. Now we already talked about chicken early on in the show, so we're not gonna double dip, as it were. But we are going to talk about our top 3 fast food burgers, and each kind of have our favorite and come up with a consensus. That'll be our meat, and of course our sweet is going to be chocolate bars.
Ooh.
So,
Ooh, so
Yuma, being the guest, would you like to start us off with a burger?
yeah, hit us with your burger choice.
Okay, so I'm picking one, like my number one burger.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And we're talking like major fast food chain that most people could try it at, right?
I mean, it could be
yeah.
whatever. It could be whatever, as long as
Absolutely.
it falls into that category of.
As long as we've got a franchise, as long as
Yeah.
we've got more than one of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I am going to go with my tattoo's namesake, the Carl's Jr. Double Western Bacon Cheeseburger, no onion rings. That is my all-time favorite burger. It is so delicious. It is now so expensive. It makes me very mad. And often what I would do to replace the onion ring is still give it that crunch, because the bacon's good, but it's not very crispy bacon. They don't do crispy bacon there. It's always a little breakfasty. But I would put the crisp cut fries in there instead of the onion rings. And so if you have
Okay.
Hardee's, I'm sure they have something similar. That sauce is specific, though. It's not in the packets. That barbecue sauce does not come in packets anymore for the chicken stars or the tenders. It can only be asked for in like a cup on the side. So that's a little tip for those of you that live near a Carl's Jr. or I'm assuming a Hardee's. They don't put that in the packets anymore. They have a sweet and savory one that's not as good. Is not as good.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, we're starting to get. Every now and then we get a Carl's Jr. commercial out here, and
we get the ads.
And I get
That's
really
the
excited.
beginning. We used to get
really
Sonic
excited.
ads all the time, and then like out of nowhere, they're like, "Oh, we built a Sonic in the furthest part of East San Diego."
And of course, those of you that do not remember that tattoo, we will include it in the show notes for you to be able
Yes.
to revisit.
San Diego man gets fast food tattoo is what the news said. They didn't look up my name. They didn't even expound upon that. They just said it, showed it, and moved on.
Perfect. Dave, should I go
Eric.
next, or do you want to go next?
Eric, you absolutely should go next.
All right, so my burger pick. This is new. This is new to my list. It is something that I tried for the first time just a couple weeks ago, and as I tried this burger, I also learned about an industry term that I was previously unfamiliar with. Are you guys familiar with the concept of ghost kitchens?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I was not. This was news to me. And at work, we were ordering lunch, and I was really in the mood for a burger, and I typed into Grubhub burger, and Mr. Beast burger came up.
Oh shit.
And
Mhm.
I was like, wait, there isn't one of those around here. The only one of those I know of is in the American Dream Mall. And it turns
Which
out,
I think is the only one still.
I
like the only physical one.
I believe
Yeah.
you're correct. And I was fascinated with the fact that there was no physical location. I could not go there. I could only order from either Mr. Beast Burger online, or I could order from Grubhub. And as somebody who previously would have answered this question with In-N-Out Burger, this burger, it is very much so in the same style as In-N-Out Burger. The menu is structured similarly, so I'm not a big Mr. Beast viewer. I'm aware of him, but each burger on the menu is named after one of his friends and is kind of like in their quote unquote style. But the standard Mr. Beast burger is a double cheeseburger. It is a smash burger style, so again, very much like In-N-Out Burger. Very similar bun, very similar kind of like presentation and feel to it. Yeah, it is the In-N-Out Burger of the East Coast, I would say. But yeah,
Wow.
my answer is the Mr. Beast Beast style double cheeseburger.
Dude, that's crazy because
Yeah.
he got sued by his food providers because they tried to sue him or something because he said that, I'm really disappointed in Mr. Beast Burger. It's not what we had hoped for. The quality doesn't meet up to the Mr. Beast brand standards, whatever. He basically buried them, and they were like, you can't say that about us. Like, we're
Wow.
fulfilling the contract. Because a lot of people, I guess they would come really messy and smashed and just shitty looking. But I mean, to me, that's just because it was delivered. Like, I don't think they fucking punched it on the top before they put it in the bag. You know what I mean?
No,
I think that's a weird thing to get mad at. But that's also because I've only heard bad things. That's crazy to hear that you loved it. And now I'm intrigued because I think it can still deliver. I think you could still get it anywhere.
Yeah, I loved it. Loved it so much that I'm probably getting it. So I like I said, I had it for the first time a couple weeks ago, and I think we're planning on ordering from there again tomorrow for lunch. So
I'd be curious to see how it differs from the one in the mall.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's see. They have Beast Style, Carl's Grilled Cheese. Carl is also who his gummies were named after when he first dropped the chocolate bars and gummies.
Okay.
Chandler Style looks, I mean, I like a smash burger, like, for sure, like steak and shake, any kind of, I love that. I just like thinner meat, I guess.
Yep.
I would rather have more thin pieces stacked on each other.
And one of the versions was
Style.
like the buns were flipped, so the flat sides were out, and there was like caramelized onions, and the
I
burger
think that's the
almost
grilled,
like
I
a
think
patty
that's the
melt
grilled
style.
cheese. Yeah, that's the grilled cheese, I think. I think there's a patty in the middle of the grilled cheese, and they have it flipped out so it looks like sourdough, but it's not. It's just the bun flipped out.
Yeah.
Which is smart, because it would have fooled me.
But it was, like I said, it was very good. The menu is
order
it's not very comprehensive, but there's a couple different options. I even saw they have an option for like some sort of chicken sandwich now. But
Okay.
Yeah, they have
the
a juicy chicken sandwich. I'm trying to see if I can even get that here. Let's see if I have anybody that fulfills it. But yeah, Rancho Cucamonga, Orange County. Ooh, Rancho's the closest one. That's pretty far. So I guess it's not convenient, but
well, in your
interesting.
travels,
I'm
if
curious.
you
I'm curious now.
check Grubhub or DoorDash or your Uber Eats or whatever.
Your delivery option of choice.
Yeah, and definitely worth checking out.
All right, Dave.
So for me, now I do love, a double animal style, but it's just, it's been so long. It's not something I can have at hand on a regular basis. If it was, it would definitely get a higher rank. Now for me, I don't want to say closest facsimile thereof, but it's definitely become my favorite now that it's more available and I don't have to kind of trek into Manhattan to get it. And that is the Smoke Shack. Shake Shack. Shake Shack burger. It's cheeseburger, bacon, chopped cherry peppers.
Ooh.
And then there's like a mayo or an aioli or something on there.
I've had Shake Shack once, and that sauce that they put on almost all of them is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Love an aioli.
And it's just delicious. And sometimes they have like seasonal options. They recently had like a Korean barbecue flavored burger that was awesome. But if you want like kind of an old standard, the Smoke Shack for me is the way to go.
The peppers sound good too. Yeah.
Yeah.
They finally built a Shake Shack near me, and in fact, it's as far away as the Mr. Beast delivery location. You know what? I bet that's who fulfills it.
Oh, that's probably
the addresses matched up. It's a mall. I know the address for that delivery from Mr. Beast Burger. That's the address of a mall that has the only Shake Shack in town.
Okay.
Interesting. What do they have in that kitchen back there?
Ghosts.
Let me back.
Only ghosts in that kitchen.
That'd be cool if they gave ghosts jobs. Like, that's what it meant. Like, on the surface, we just assume it's, some industry term, but it's really a ghost kitchen.
Oh my God, that would make such an amazing Adult Swim cartoon. Ghost.
Yeah, they're just fulfilling DoorDash orders. Dude, they're like in purgatory, and that's them. That's all they can do.
Amazing.
Or if they wanted to do like the next Muppets Haunted Mansion, It's just them.
And a
like-
ghost kitchen.
But like
yeah.
some of like the like each episode, like they have like new ghosts come in that are like floating in and out of things, and it's like one day like George Washington's back there like slinging burgers.
Or they could haunt a different kitchen each time.
Oh,
And
that
it's like a
too.
new food genre.
I like this.
Now all I'm picturing is ghosts cooking.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that would work. If you watch the CBS hit sitcom Ghosts every Thursday night at 8 p.m., they have very strict ghost rules that they explain and reinforce throughout. And it's kind of interesting, like what they can and can't touch, why some can touch things and some can't. And now I'm just picturing them all cooking. And now I'm hungry too for a burger, Mr. Beast
It's like
Shake Shack burger.
It's like the handbook for the recently deceased.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. But fulfilling stoned DoorDash orders.
All right, so on Dave, should we move on to our sweets?
Oh, I think we should move on to our sweets, Eric.
So
Eric, why don't you kick off the sweet?
Well, I want to pass it again to our guest only because we haven't done candy bars with him, and I have a sinking sweet tooth suspicion that we're gonna have the same answer. So
Okay.
I'm gonna kick it over to our guest.
So when I read the questions we were going to do, I did a little prep because I thought it was each of our top three. So I had 3 burgers ready, and I had 3 candy bars ready. So I'm going to give you the 2 that I'm not going to go with that were in there,
Okay.
which is standard Kit Kat. I absolutely love a Kit Kat. I will eat a million of them. I have never broken them like you're supposed to. I put the whole 4 in my mouth at once
Oh my
and eat
God.
them that way. That is how I eat pretty much everything. So Kit Kat was one. Whatchamacallit was going to be the other one, which I think is where we may be on the same page.
Yes.
I absolutely love that candy bar. The commercial is burnt into my brain. It is so delicious and slept on. But the one I'm going to go with, my firm answer, is and I had to look up the exact name because there's been a few similar, and I think there's even one out now, but it's not the same. It is the Hershey's Cookies and Mint, crunchy cookie bits and minty milk chocolate.
Oh wow, yeah.
Oh,
It is from
Great
the
choice.
early 90s. It is probably my favorite candy bar of all time. I remember the first Halloween I ever saw it. It was also when they first dropped the new white chocolate that has never gone away. Or no, the cookies and cream one. Cookies
Yeah.
and cream
yeah.
and cookies and mint came out at the same time. And I remember that same Halloween, we got big bags of both because my sister loved the white one and I loved the mint one. And my mom loved that one. So we just got big bags. We're like, oh, the neighborhood, if we love them, so will the kids. And I remember something happened with my friends and I got like made fun of or something. I went home crying early, trick-or-treating, and I snagged that bag of mint and I went up to my room and I ate like 40 of those mini bars. And I was like, this is the most soothing, delicious candy I've ever had in my life. And I got them all the time till they went away. And apparently, I think Canada still has them or something similar. But I mean, I've never found anything that comes close. Yeah, they have other mint chocolate, but it doesn't have the cookie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
that's
feel
my
like the
choice.
cookie is the important part there.
Yeah, because
And
it's
I
an
had
extra
to
thing.
let me see. Do we have like a chat? I'm gonna put the link there so you can see the wrapper because I had to look it up to get the name right.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Delicious.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I could
Definitely.
taste it. I could taste it right now. Oh dang, it's got the
I
nutrition.
think I
on there.
like those a lot too.
Dude, those were so good. So good.
They reminded me a bit of like an Andes candy, but with the cookie in it.
So I was gonna say it's an Andes mint and a thin mint cookie combined, but with the specific Hershey's chocolate that you know.
Yep.
It is so good. It is like a cluster of 3 perfect things in one bar, and they don't make it anymore, but they still make that cookies and cream one that I hate.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
My wife
not
loves
a
that one.
fan.
That one's pretty popular. My sister loved
Nah.
that one.
Ugh.
I couldn't stand it.
Yeah, not a fan of the
You know what
not a
it's-
fan of the cookies and cream one.
You know what bothers me about the cookies and cream one, but I don't think it ever did with the mint because it wasn't as abrasive. The cookies like will just if you let it melt
Oh, they're like
and you
sharp.
kind of just yeah, it gets like it'll just
See,
saw up the
it's
roof
because
of your
it's because
mouth.
that white chocolate isn't that good, so you're not tearing through it. The mint one's so good, you crunch right through it. It's delicious. So you want to eat 1,000, but that white one, you're like, it starts melting, and then it's like getting a rock in the middle of your chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you. Switch them, Hershey's, if you're listening, which I'm sure you listen every week.
Yes. All of the major candy companies, we still have to get Hershey on. We've gotten Nestle. We haven't gotten Hershey yet.
Haribo.
Yeah.
Haribo.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Haribo. I want to talk about some gummies.
Delicious.
But yeah, like you mentioned, whatchamacallit. That's my bar. The whatchamacallit candy bar. It is I will die on this hill. It is the greatest candy bar ever made. It is the most slept on candy bar ever made. I had the opportunity to go to Hershey Park a few years ago, and I got like a fresh whatchamacallit, and it was the best candy bar I have ever had in my life. Period. End of story. And it remains. If that candy bar ever went away, I don't know if I don't know what I would do with myself.
It's so good. And so was the wafer inside extra crisp? Like that factory fresh one, like
two things, and Dave can actually speak to this too, because he's had factory fresh Reese's peanut butter cups. But when you get chocolate fresh from Hershey's, there's two things. Whatever is in the candy bar is fresher, so like the cookie is crispier, the wafer is crispier, the caramel is softer. So it it has
been sitting in a cold 7-Eleven shelf.
And there is something about fresh Hershey chocolate that I can't actually put into words.
It's got a little snap to it.
Like, I love it. Hershey chocolate is my favorite chocolate. Like, just like plain chocolate. Like, if I want, I
get made fun of for eating that.
Oh, it's the best. Like a Hershey Kiss or just a plain Hershey chocolate bar. Like, that chocolate is my favorite, hands down, no argument. But the when you get one of those fresh candy bars from there that have like stuff in it, it's all of it tastes fresh because they run through it so quickly too. Like there's so many people there every day. And the Hershey factory tour is open year round, whereas the park closes during the colder months. It's unbelievable. So good. Whatchamacallit.
That sounds amazing.
Now, you alluded to mine mere moments ago, and I know it's a controversial choice because it's not a bar per se, but it comes in a bar, so therefore I consider it one, and that is 2 Reese's peanut butter cups.
I think it counts.
Yeah, I count
it.
It's never not been right next to every other candy bar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no cup row. There's no cup aisle. It's with the candy bars. It's a candy bar. It's just around.
Reese's peanut butter cups are my favorite thing. I've done, like Eric was saying, the fresh from the factory ones.
Ooh, that sounds good.
If you ever want candy, like just the idea of walking into the store and buying candy ruined for you, order the fresh from the factory Reese's peanut butter cups, because it's like trying them for the first time.
Because you can buy bags of those online, right?
Yep.
And it's still going to be
feels like hyperbole.
100%.
They just ship them right to you. It feels like hyperbole to say it, but it's a fact, and Eric can vouch for it because I've given him some.
Yeah.
The candy it's not discolored. It is crisper. It has, with the peanut butter cups, it has the oil. That's when you know they're fresh. The oil isn't dried.
Yep.
It's just kind of rising to the top of the peanut butter cup. It is the absolute best. Like when you get that oil that comes up on the peanut butter cup, that's when you know they're new.
Oh, see, I would never even know that.
Yeah, if it's dried, then it's
that's
sitting.
true. Yeah, it's usually like the ones that have been sitting there. It's dry. Yeah, you see that little spot on the top.
Yep. But that's mine. Peanut butter cups.
Now I'm just jealous I haven't been to any kind of fresh factory.
Oh yeah, just next. Yeah, if you get the chance, next time it's online.
Well, listen, if you're ever out this
But
way,
it's like twice a year now.
if you're ever out in New Jersey, whether whether wrestling, spaceship, or otherwise brings you out this way, Hershey Park is not very far from us. Like it's like literally like a 2-hour drive. I will literally rearrange whatever I have to make sure we get you to Hershey Park.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, I appreciate that. I want to.
So like
I'm down to.
that includes like hog tying you and throwing you in the trunk if necessary. Like we're getting you to Hershey Park.
It'll hit your theme park. It'll hit your theme park like kind of feels, and it'll hit your chocolate feels.
My only experience with Hershey Park is them making fun of it on American Dad. That's the only thing I know about it.
It's a wonderful theme park, honestly. It really is.
That sounds dope, though. It really does.
Hey, Eric.
Yes.
To keep this food themed, would you like to, I know it's not the same Lipton, but we like to call it the Lipton iced tea final question of the show. Would you like to be our resident James Lipton here on Adventures in Snacking and read the final question?
Why, yes, I would. Captain Yuma, what is the strangest or your favorite thing that you've ever drank? It can be one of each, or it can be both.
I don't know. That's really tough. Because I've drank a lot of different sodas.
Well, I know you have an affinity for energy drinks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there have been some interesting ones.
I mean, I've tried very, very many. My favorite was Lost Energy. They don't make it anymore. The old Skate Surf brand Lost. That was my favorite one. I can't think of anything strange I've drank either. Like I've tried Beverly, at the Coca-Cola place in Vegas, and that tastes like laundry water. It's awful.
Yeah.
That tastes like actual poison. Like
Dave has a Beverly shirt.
It's one of my favorite things. It's not because I like it. It's because I like watching people drink it in Epcot.
Yes, I've tried it every time, dude. It's disgusting. But I think my favorite drink ever is probably an energy drink from Japan called Real Gold. You can't get it in America very often. Sometimes you can get the plastic bottle, like a tall one, but it's like a variation they make. It's pretty much the same, but they come in these tiny cans, or you could even get it like a coffee, like the way you would just out of like a vending machine, like an old school coffee vending machine, where it pours it into the cup, drops, and then it pours. That's the first way I had it, and it was kind of like how you compare like a McDonald's or like a Stadium Sprite to regular Sprite. This Real Gold out of this vending machine in the lobby of a arena was the best tasting liquid I've ever had. And then I had like a million more that week in glass bottle variants that were small, the regular kind of like Red Bull style can. The last time I had it, Chris Hero brought me back like 4 cans. That was a long time ago. It's been a long time since I had it, but that's probably my favorite. It's not strange. It wasn't strange because I don't think I really drink strange stuff. That eating strange things is easier to me than drinking. I don't know why. I don't think I would drink something that looks gross, but I'll eat something that looks gross. But yeah, Real Gold, it is amazing. You can never get it, and they always do cool crossovers with Kinnikuman and stuff like that. So
that
I'm
makes
just
it
like,
even cooler.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
and I
for
want
sure.
it here bad. And there's some kind of similar ones. There's one called Decavita C that's similarly crisp in the bite, but it's like, I don't know. It doesn't taste like a Red Bull. It doesn't taste like a Monster. It's like, it almost tastes like Martinelli's apple cider had an energy drink baby. It is just
okay.
It is just delicious. So if you can find Real Gold at an H Mart or a Mitsuwa or like a 99, I don't know what kind of, Japanese markets you get, Nijiya, anything like that. If you guys have any kind of like chain Japanese market, check. They may have it. It is amazing. Oh, and I drank so many that one of the Japanese wrestlers tapped me on the shoulder and he was just like, "Oh, how many today?" And I was like, "Oh, how many what?" And he's like, "How many Real Gold?" And I was like, "Oh, 8." And he was like, and then someone else came over and they were talking in Japanese real quick, and he went 8, and they're like, maybe hospital. And I was like, oh, okay. I never read how much caffeine or what was in it. I still don't know to this day, but I had too many.
Maybe hospital.
Maybe. Yeah.
We actually do have a mitzvah pretty close to us, so
Yeah.
we'll have to check
it
that out.
And
Yeah.
you know, another good one was CC Lemon. That one I found there before. They always have the ramune and all that stuff, but you could get that anywhere. But so you got to look for their like vitamin drinks. Those are the good ones.
Well, you know, it's I think it's fitting that you bring up Japan and Kinnikuman. You know, we've talked about it multiple times, but you know, one of these times we have to have you back on to talk about toys. You know,
I would love to. You know?
Yeah.
We should do a spin-off one year. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
all toys.
You never know.
Be fun.
Yeah.
Well, with that said, you have survived this trip through the menu.
Yuma, I didn't get diverticulitis.
No diverticulitis.
None
before
right now.
Before we wrap up, before we wrap things up and let you go for the evening, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me and all my Fat Andy Eats reviews on Instagram at Yumabooma, YUMABOOMA. I do my recorded reviews and my quick reviews. I do a lot more of those on my story there. Then you can follow me at the same at Yumabooma on Twitter or X, whatever it's called. That's where I talk about a lot of my other interests like Star Wars, One Piece, pro wrestling, of course. And then I would really appreciate it if you go download the free CW app. That's right, the CW, the channel, they have an app, and the program that I work on, NWA Power, is now exclusively on there. That's the exclusive home of the NWA right now, so definitely go check it out. If you like the new set design, I had a big part in designing that, and I'm very proud of it. It came out great. It was not only in the studio, but then we brought it to our last show in Alabama, and it looked amazing. So I really hope people check it out. It's just the show gets better every week, and it's fun to be a part of.
All right, thank you very much, Yuma. Eric, let's finish up dessert here.
Bon appetit. Thank you, dear listener, for hanging out with us today. Subscribe, rate, and review us wherever you listen, and then tell your friends to do it. Thanks also to Joe Azzari, the golden voice behind our intro. Our music is Game Boy Horror by the Zombie Dandies. Find more about them both in our show notes.
Follow us on social media at AIC_podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Stop by and say hi, show us your toy hauls, and share your toy stories. Maybe we'll talk about it in a future episode.
Don't try this at home. Void where prohibited and some assembly required. Each sold separately, not a flying toy. Consult a physician if your toy run exceeds more than 4 hours.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer, Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.